Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the books I plan on reading this month in June. I legit cannot believe that it's already June. We're like halfway through the year of 2021 already, and I feel like this year has just started, and there's just so many books that I still need to read this year and that have yet to come out, etc., etc. And so I just feel like this month I have a good number of books that I legit want to get to this month. Like, I have to read them this month or else I'm going to be sad. But before we get to these very exciting books that I plan on reading in June, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that your notification bell is turned on so that you are notified every time I upload a video. My Twitter and my Goodreads are always linked down below in the description box if you want to follow me on there, as well as some invaluable resources about local and global issues that are going on in our world, as well as 60 free days on Scribd if you don't already have an account. Something else exciting that is happening this month in June is that my 1-year booktube birthday is approaching. My booktube birthday is on the 14th of June. So in just 2 quick weeks, I will be 1 year old on here, and I'm very excited for that day because I will be able to share some exciting news with y'all that I've been planning out. So make sure that you are following me on Twitter so that you're notified and that you watch whatever video I upload after the 14th that will also talk about the things that are coming up. So yes. As always, thank you for your support throughout this past year. And on that note, let's hop right on into these books that I plan on reading in June. First, I'm going to chat about the book that I'm currently reading right now, and it is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco, which was released last year, I believe, and this is the same author who wrote the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, which I have not read yet, so this is my first Carrie Maniscalco book. I'm a little under 100 pages into this book, and I'm absolutely loving it. Like, the vibes are just immaculate. The goal of a book is that you're describing the imagery and the scenes and the dialogue and the character so that the reader can picture what's going on, right? That's the point of any book. And I'm telling you, Carrie Maniscalco is doing a great job with that in this book, because I can picture everything that's going on. And honestly, this could be like a horror suspenseful movie because I'm getting those vibes from this. It's not really a scary book per se, but I'm definitely just getting those vibes from it. And it's really well written so far, and I'm not even 100 pages into it. So very excited to continue with this one. In Kingdom of the Wicked, we are following 2 twin witch sisters, Emilia and Victoria. They are part of 12 witch families who are living amongst the humans, but they have to keep their witch status secret from the humans so as not to be murdered, you know? One day, Emilia finds her twin sister Victoria murdered with her heart ripped out, and she is set to, at all costs, figure out who murdered her sister and why. So yeah, that's really the basis of this book. I don't want to give too much more about what this book is about if you haven't read it already. It's just so well written so far, and I'm enjoying my time reading this book. The next book I plan on reading in June is one that I'm super excited about, and I have been excited about it since the time I heard about its release back in 2020, and that is Ace of Spades by Faride Abike Ayamide. June is truly coming in with the heat of new releases. I have 3 June new releases on my TBR this month and 1 from last month, so I've definitely been excited about all the new books that have been coming out lately. This book was literally marketed as Get Out meets Gossip Girl, and honestly, it can't get much better than that. And the fact that there's Black people on this cover and it's written by a Black author just makes it even more better, because really, how can we go wrong? This book has been getting raving reviews so far from people who've gotten ARCs, and I definitely pre-ordered it because I knew that this was a book I was going to read pretty much right away. This book takes place at the Niveus Private Academy, and we're following 2 characters, Devin and Chiamaka, who have just been elected to be part of the elite senior prefects at their school. However, as soon as this announcement is made, someone by the name of Ace begins to send anonymous text messages throughout the school, revealing secrets of Devin and Chiamaka's that obviously aren't meant to be shared with the class. That sounds amazing, and I literally cannot wait to dive into this book. Part of me is like, can I hurry up and finish Kingdom of the Wicked so I can hop into Ace of Spades? But also Also, I'm loving Kingdom of the Wicked, so I don't really mean that. The fact that these two Black students go to a private academy probably means that they're probably two of few or of the only Black people at their school. And so I'm really excited for the social commentary that's going to be discussed in this book. And it's a thriller and it's a debut. I really have high hopes of this book, and I promise you that if I don't like it, I probably will cry because I've just been so excited for this book. Again, since the announcement was made last year that it was going to be released in 2021. So yeah, but I have no doubts that it's not going to deliver. It's not going to come through with what the synopsis is giving. I hope you guys can see why I was so excited to talk about the books that I plan on reading in June, because I'm already off to a great start. Continuing along with the June releases that I plan on reading this month, the next book on my list is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. This was my book of the month pick for June because I see Nicola Yoon and I buy. There was really no competition this month for June. I knew exactly what I wanted, so I picked it out on June 1st. Usually I take a couple of days with my book of the month picks because I'm going back and forth on which of the 5 I want to choose from, or if I want to choose one and then do an add-on. It depends each month, but this month I definitely knew that I wanted Nicola Yoon's book. She has written 2 books and this is her 3rd one. Her 2 books have both been adapted into movies, so let's just give her a pat on the back because she's in her bag. And we'll see if this 3rd one also becomes a movie as well. Everything, and the Sun is also a star. I'm pretty sure I rated both of those books 5 stars because wow, they were just so good and so quick and easy to read. So Instructions for Dancing is Nicola Yoon's 3rd and newest book, and it's quite different than her other 2 novels because the main character in this book, Evie Thomas, she doesn't believe in love anymore. And this is because she witnesses a kiss between a couple and she's able to see how their romance begins and how it ends. So while Evie is trying to figure out how and why she witnesses this vision, she ends up at a dance studio and meets a boy named X. X is the complete opposite of Evie, saying yes to everything, including entering a ballroom dance competition with Evie, a girl he has just met. Evie and X begin to fall in love and Evie is just like, no, I don't believe in love. This shouldn't be happening. So we'll see if she fights through that or if she lets her past get in the way. Instructions for Dancing sounds super cute, and I'm just overall excited to read this book and experience another Nicola Yoon book. The next book on my list is kind of a throwback, but I've seen it become more popular and show up more in this past year or so, and that is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. When I tell you I had never heard of this series until last year, I would not have been able to help you out and give you no reviews because I had never even heard of this trilogy or the fact that it was adapted into a TV show. Like, I certainly did not know that. But thanks to a subscriber and thanks to Mel, who has recently read A Discovery of Witches and absolutely fell in love, and our subscriber who recommended it to us also said that she loved it with her whole heart. So I'm just like, okay, if subscribers love it, if Mel loves it, I'm gonna love it. That is just a logical conclusion to it, right? So I went on ahead and bought A Discovery of Witches recently and just wanted to throw it onto my June TBR and give it a try. I'm low-key intimidated by this just because the font is super small and I think it's like an adult fantasy / a historical fiction fantasy. I really don't know what this book is about, but I'm down to give it a try and see what's up. So it looks like we are following Diana Bishop, who is a descendant of witches but also a scholar, and she discovers some sort of manuscript, but she wants nothing to do with sorcery and she kind of just like throws away the book. But her discovery of this book has unleashed a whole world of witches and other characters into this library. And among the people who are released from this book is Matthew, who is a vampire. So again, reading from the back of this book, we have some history, we have some magic, we have romance, we have suspense, all wrapped into one book. So really, what more could you want from a book? I think I'm going to enjoy this book, even though, again, it's a throwback. It's certainly not a super popular book right now, but I'm still very excited to try it out and form my own opinion and let y'all know what I think. The next book on my list is one that was released last month and has been getting raving reviews. I don't think I've seen one single bad review of this book. And so although I wasn't at first interested in this book, all the reviews and the ratings and everybody's love for this book has definitely piqued my interest in this. And that is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, who is also the author of Beach Read, which also took BookTube by storm when that was released, but I haven't read yet. So again, this will be my first book by Emily Henry. This was one of the choices for book of the month, but I didn't pick it. I picked another book because I didn't know that people would love People We Meet on Vacation so much. So I did an add-on with my June pick. So with instructions for dancing, I added on People We Meet on Vacation. And so those are going to come together. In People We Meet on Vacation, we are following two very best friends, Poppy and Alex. And every summer for an entire decade, they have taken a summer trip together. Until 2 years ago when they ruined everything. But one summer, Poppy decides to convince her very best friend, Alex, to take another summer trip with her, lay everything on the table, and fix their friendship. Alex agrees, and the two of them go on a trip, and they have a week to fix their relationship and fix their friendship. I think it's super interesting to see two very platonic friends, a male and a female, 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 male, male, whatever the dynamic is. I think it's super interesting when, you know, you've been best friends with somebody for so long, and then all of a sudden you start developing feelings for them, and you're just not sure how to approach that subject because that's been your road dog, your homie, your best friend for however long, and you're not sure how or if you want to take it to the next step of romance, or what if you just want to keep it platonic. So I'm super interested and intrigued to see how Emily Henry is going to frame this. I also want to know what happened between them that's going to make best friends that go on summer vacations every summer to stop for 2 years. Like, what happened? What happened? As always, I have a bunch of fantasy books on my TBR, so this is a good break from that, something contemporary and romantic to split up all that fantasy and the darkness, the violence that comes with that genre. Mel and Jaleesa absolutely adored this book. I get really convinced after my friends read and love a book. I get really convinced to want to pick up that book pretty soon after them so that we can all gush about it in our group chat. So another reason why I want to pick it up soon. The next book on my June TBR is one that is not yet released. It comes out on June 15th. And it was included on my most anticipated reads for the first half of 2021. And that is Bloodlike Magic by Liesl Sambury. And honestly, even if the synopsis didn't sound interesting, I would probably still buy this book because do y'all see that cover? It's absolutely stunning. I did pre-order this book because, of course, like why wouldn't I pre-order this so that I can get it on June 15th, the day it's released, because I know I'm going to read it in June. This book is a dark urban fantasy. And I love urban fantasies because it's set in our real world, but there's just so much happening that you're just like, are you sure this is Houston? Are you sure this is California? Because this doesn't happen. Hence why it's a fantasy as well. But I just love urban fantasies giving the setting of real world. Our main character is a witch again. So I guess in June, we're just having this theme of reading witch books. And I'm not mad. I'm not complaining here. I love it here and we're gonna go with it. Our main character's name is Voya Thomas. She is a teen witch and she is given a horrifying task. She must sacrifice her first love in order to save her family's magic. But the problem is she's never been in love, which means she'll have to find a perfect guy to fall in love with before she has to kill him. In order to come into their powers, every witch must pass the calling, and Voya, she for sure fails that test. Her ancestors luckily give her a second chance, but that chance is to kill her first love. So her plan is to join this genetic matchmaking program that has just been released from the market, find the perfect guy, and then go ahead and kill him. But will she be able to do that? I'm here for the witch vibes. I'm here for the sacrificing your first love, but also the aspect of never have been in love yet at that point. Like, how is that going to work out? A genetic matchmaking system. There's just so much intrigue to me for this book and this synopsis that I absolutely cannot wait to pick it up when it hits my front door on June 15th. All right, so the last one or two books that I plan on reading in June is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. And if I end up finishing this book and have more time in June, then I will pick up the second book, Lord of Shadows. In the Shadowhunters World trilogy, we're following Emma Carstairs and her parabatai Julian Blackthorn. A parabatai is your best friend and your battle partner. In this time period, we have the fairies who are teetering on war with the Shadowhunters. At the same time, both fairy and human bodies are being shown up as murdered, and these bodies are found with marks that are similar to the marks that were on Emma's parents who were murdered. And so this is really Emma's chance to figure out what really happened to her parents. Emma and Julian team up up to solve these murderers, which they only have 2 weeks to do. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a minute, you may already know what my journey with the Shadowhunters world and Cassie Clare has been. I've only read the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments series. So City of Bones, City of Ashes, and City of Glass. I haven't even finished that series yet. And I've already started Lady Midnight, and I've gotten a little bit over 100 pages in there. And then I just stopped and haven't finished it. So me and Cassie Clare aren't really besties. Like, she's the bestie of all of BookTube, really. So we'll see if I get to Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows this month. But I really do want to read them. I really, truly do want to love Shadowhunters as much as everybody else does. So I truly am determined to get to this book in June. All right, so that wraps up all the physical books that I plan on reading this month in June. I have no idea what audiobooks I want to read in June because, as I've mentioned before, I have a lot of time to listen to audiobooks because my commute to and from work is a pretty long one. So I'm not quite sure what audiobooks I'm going to get through, but I do plan on continuing to weekly vlog or, do a vlog every other week or something so that y'all are able to follow me in my journey of reading my June TBR and hearing my thoughts on all of these books that I've mentioned in this video. But that wraps up this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it to the end of this video, please comment some blue hearts down below so that I know that you watched the entirety of this video. Again, June is just going to be an overall very exciting month, from the books that I plan on reading to my 1-year BookTube birthday that is coming up on the 14th with my exciting news that I can't wait to share with y'all. Let me know what books you guys are reading this month. Are you reading any of the same books as me? Are you reading any books that are different? Let me know what's good so that I can add books to my TBR, or we can discuss books if we're reading the same books this month. Again, my Twitter and my Goodreads and everything is linked down below in the description box, so make sure to check me out on my other platforms that I am on. And as always, give this video a big like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and make sure your notification bell is turned on so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye!